My team and I created a playbook of closing gifts for luxury homes and renovations and remodels. We did this because I was looking through this industry report, SORCI 2025, and I was just thinking about how important referrals are. This report surveyed over 2,000 builders, and 54.8% of them said that they rely on referrals for more than half of their sales. So, for context, I pulled up this other study about the auto industry, and it attributes 8.8% of business from referrals. I know this is an industry built on trust, but from a marketing perspective, it just never ceases to amaze me how important word of mouth is and how important it is to focus on an amazing client experience. We spent some solid time putting this playbook together. It's pretty extensive and it includes real world examples that builders are actually using. There are links to specific product ideas on here. There are other articles so you can go and dive deeper, and also the whole thing is kind of broken down by how much you want to spend on your gift or how big the project deal is. So check it out. Use what you like. Take what's useful. This is a great menu to kind of pick and choose from, or just throw it to your team, have them look at it, see if there's anything that you can benefit from. Otherwise, I honestly just wanted to make this video to share this resource. I think it's best just to kind of look at this. So for the sake of jamming as much value as possible into every video, here are some other stats that stood out for me from this industry report. So it's SORCI, which stands for State of Residential Construction Industry Report 2025. 2,240 builders across the US, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Self-reported results. So over half of the builders said most of their sales come from referrals, which was about 54.8. But even then, it takes roughly 2.5 referrals on average to lead to one signed contract. So basically, that indicates how much more likely a referral is to convert into a signed contract, as opposed to something like direct response advertising. It was interesting that the number one sales challenge cited was unrealistic client expectations. That was 34% of people said that was the top sales challenge. Builders publishing at least 2 articles per year reported roughly 26% gross markup versus 20% gross markup for those publishing no articles. So it's just crazy how much content can help. And I would imagine that there's especially content around setting expectations before you start the sales conversations. 57% publish no articles, and 52% never email their database, which, I mean, that sounds like a massive opportunity to me. This study also mentioned that charging for quotes correlates with better fit clients and higher contract values. So new homes were at 900,000 average for builders that charged for quotes versus 650 for free quotes. And there were higher markups. It looks like a documented sales process also leads to better margins. So new homes were at 25% gross margin with the process and 20% gross margin without a process. So that's super interesting. And then digital experience, which I've talked about before. Most buyers start online. The typical sites convert at 0.5% per visit, and there's a lot of data that kind of hovers around this area. 0.5% of visitors turn into a lead, but a lot of the biggest, most optimized builders' websites have great landing pages that hit up to 10%. So that's a huge opportunity as well. Even just to go from 0.5% to 1% would double your return on your marketing investment. Rich media lifts engagement. So they were also saying things like interactive floor plans and 3D or virtual tours show several 100% increases in inquiries. So just increasing that likelihood of conversion makes a massive difference. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful for you and you're thinking about some ways to improve your client experience. These numbers definitely reflect how important it is. I'm sure there are some unlocks hidden in here to help you run a better business for yourself, your team, and your families.